Every game has levels you're supposed to remember. Boss arenas, final dungeons, big cinematic cities. But sometimes you stumble into places that don't feel like they were meant to be memorable at all. Not because they're scary in a traditional sense, but because they feel wrongly isolated from the rest of the game. Like they belong to a different version of the story. Today, we're going down an iceberg of real video game locations that feel odd, liminal, or unintentionally creepy, from mildly unsettling to places that feel like they shouldn't exist at all. Let's dive into the weird places in video games. Iceberg. Tier 1. That's kind of weird. Fallout 3, Vault 112, Tranquility Lane. A quiet suburban neighborhood tucked inside a vault simulation. Everything is pastel, cheerful, and completely artificial. But the longer you stay, the more it feels like something is watching you perform a life you don't remember agreeing to. Nothing attacks you here, but the silence is worse than enemies. Grand Theft Auto 4, Liberty City's forgotten subway network. Hidden subway tunnels and unfinished stations exist beneath Liberty City. Most GTA 4 players never realize that Liberty City has a hidden side beneath its streets. Deep underground are abandoned-looking stations, unused tunnel connections, and maintenance corridors that make the subway system feel larger than what players normally see. The most famous example is Duke's Boulevard Station, a fully modeled station that's closed off and largely forgotten. Combined with the dark, empty tunnels stretching beneath the city, these locations became the source of the infamous Ratman urban legend, where players swore something was lurking underground. There was never actually a Ratman, but the fact so many people believed it shows how eerie Liberty City's forgotten subway network really is. Beneath the crowded city above lies a quiet maze of tunnels that feels like a hidden world all its own. The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, Blackreach, a massive underground cavern hidden beneath Skyrim, glowing mushrooms, ancient ruins, and eerie blue lighting. It feels less like a dungeon and more like a forgotten ecosystem that evolved without the surface world knowing. Tier 2. Why is this here? Bioshock, Fort Frolic, Rapture. A twisted entertainment district run by Sandra Cohen. Dancers frozen in place, music echoing through empty art exhibits. Unlike the industrial horror elsewhere in Rapture, this area feels like performance art that never stopped happening after the audience left. It's theatrical, but also completely abandoned. Bioshock Infinite, Battleship Bay, Columbia. A bright, idyllic beach boardwalk filled with music, games, and cheerful crowds. But something feels off immediately. The happiness feels staged. It doesn't feel genuine. It's too clean, too perfect, too rehearsed. Silent Hill 2, Brookhaven Hospital, Otherworld. A hospital that shifts into a nightmare version of itself. Dim corridors, locked doors, and shifting geometry. It feels less like a building and more like a memory of trauma, trying to physically rebuild itself around you. Even the silence feels hostile. Tier 3. This place doesn't fit the game. The Witcher 3 Crookback Bog. A swamp filled with distorted creatures and half-visible figures in the fog. It's not just creepy, it feels disconnected from the rest of Velen. The rest of the region is grounded medieval fantasy. This place feels like folklore leaking into reality. Resident Evil 7, The Old House. A decaying plantation-style home filled with mold, insects, and shifting corridors. It starts as a side location, but becomes something far more important than it first appears. The unsettling part isn't the monsters. It's how the house feels like it's slowly reorganizing itself while you're inside it. Fallout 4, Dunwich Borers. An abandoned mining site that descends into unnatural geometry and hallucination-like environments. As you go deeper, the world stops behaving like a physical space. It feels like the ground itself is remembering something it shouldn't. Tier 4. Places that feel unfinished. Bioshock, Rapture Central Control. A massive control center where Andrew Ryan ruled Rapture. But when you arrive, it's already collapsing. Empty offices, flickering lights, systems still running with no one left to operate them. It's like arriving after the end of a story, but before the world realized it ended. Dark Souls, New Londo Ruins. A flooded, abandoned city swallowed by water and ghosts. The deeper you go, the more you feel like you're trespassing in a civilization that deliberately erased itself. The silence here is heavy, like something is still waiting underwater. Tier 5. Something about this feels wrong. Silent Hill 2, the Lakeview Hotel, Otherworld. A hotel that shifts between memory and decay. Familiar rooms become distorted versions of themselves. A place like it's built from guilt rather than architecture. Every hallway feels like it's leading you back into something you've already tried to escape. Control, the Oceanview Motel. A looping, shifting motel that exists outside normal space. Doors don't always lead where they should. The structure feels symbolic rather than physical, as if the building is reacting to thought instead of gravity. It doesn't behave like a location, it behaves like a concept. Silent Hill, Nowhere. A collapsing final area made of fragmented hospital, school, and industrial spaces. No map, no stability. You feel like the game is running out of reality. What makes these places unsettling isn't just darkness or monsters. It's that they feel like mistakes in continuity. Spaces where the game stops behaving like a designed experience and starts feeling like a world that exists whether you're meant to see it or not. And once you notice that, it's hard to unsee it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. See you next time.